Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week's Lady Arcaders Sunday Showcase. This week, we are showing off Klonoa on the PS1, two skips percent. DreamTora will be running that here in a few minutes, and I will be on commentary. Just real quick, there are no special announcements right now. Applications are still open if people want to get into Lady Arcaders, so go ahead. We have our private Discord. We can add you to that. Links to our socials are down below. With that, we're ready to get started with DreamTora's run of Klonoa.
Hi everyone, DreamTora here, and I am bringing you one of the best games of the PS1 era, Klonoa Door to Phantomile. And as Critique said in the announcements, this is Klonoa's 25th anniversary, so I specifically asked to showcase this on this day to celebrate. Now, this speedrun I'll be doing is like a category I made up on my own. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So I will probably get into explaining more about the game and also the speedrun once I actually start the run. And also on commentary with me is Critique. Critique, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Critique Quartz. I've been playing this game since I could play video games, so it has a lot of nostalgia for me. I'm so glad I get to be here and comment on it.
Alright, so I'm gonna get into the game screen, or the new game screen. Now, the timing on this is a little weird. Like, in the past, I believe it used to be, like, after the options menu, but, because of the Japanese version being the common version that people speedrun, I'm probably gonna go by Japanese timing. But, like, the beginning part is still pretty much... I mean, the end time is still pretty much the same for this run, so...
So do they use the Japanese version because it's cheaper or because it's faster?
It's faster. In a sense. Like, the only thing about the Japanese version that's slower is you can't skip the opening.
Like
you can't skip the opening CGI cutscene.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna let the opening cutscene play just for timing purposes, because the timing is going to be when I gain control of Klonoa. So everybody enjoy the beginning, the beginning cutscene. Because it's always the best.
I do love, like, this era of PS1 cutscenes.
Yeah, with the CGI. Like, the CGI was actually pretty impressive for its time.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Klonoa is a 2.5D platformer. So it uses some interesting... You'll see when we get into it. It uses some interesting level designs to make it appear more 3D than it is. But you're basically running across the line the entirety of the game. It's actually really impressive, some of the things they managed to do on the PS1.
This is always my favorite part of this cutscene, was when he's pulling the ring out because of the noises he makes.
The sound design in this game is also very charming.
It is. It really is. course, in the Wii version, this whole like opening stuff is like more in-game cutscene nature, and to me, like the way they did the opening in the Wii version just didn't feel the same. Like it didn't have the same charm.
It seems we have some opinions on the Wii version. We'll get into that.
Yes, later. Well, I will be getting into my opinions on the Wii version, but for now, I am going to be skipping this next cutscene after this loading screen. Alright, and go.
Alright, that is the start of time.
Yeah, I said go to start the time, because as I said, timing starts is when you gain control of Klonoa. So I will be doing a lot of like hopping, because it sort of is faster, though I think just running is best. So for the most part, I am going to be going through these levels as normal, but I'll be doing like little small tricks here and there, or little teeny skips here and there, just to get through faster.
So like the level design like loops back in on itself. It's really not uncommon to see like a section later in the level really early and just kind of like run back and forth trying to figure out how to get there the first time you play.
So, I skipped a cutscene earlier where you meet up with Baloo, and it's kind of tragic that you have to skip that in a speedrun because that cutscene is really great with Baloo. And that's Vision 1 done. Like, you see I did a little skip there to, Oh, I forgot to take my memory card out. Whoops. Well.
Alright. So I think there's 4 levels, and each level has about 5 visions in it?
There are 6 areas with 2 visions each.
Okay. Completely wrong.
And usually, the second vision is where there's a boss.
Yeah.
And you see that I'm running to the left here on this minecart. It's so that I can immediately step off of it once it makes it to the end of this track. Like that. I'm getting those checkpoints just for safety, because you never know like when you're gonna die randomly. This game, thankfully gives you like 6 hearts of health, unlike Klonoa 2, which only gives you 3. But it's still like pretty easy to lose a lot of health to silly stuff here and there.
I see we have some Klonoa enjoyers in chat. I'm so happy to see you all. This is...
Oh, Shentok's here. Shoutouts to my friend Shentok, who introduced me to the wonderful world of Sega Saturn. Oh yeah, I can't skip that. So certain transitions, or what do you call it? Cutscenes where like things start to move, you can actually skip. That one is one of the ones you can't skip. These guys, because I'm low on health. So we're gonna be coming up on our first boss, Rongo Longo, or Rongo Lango. Like I never could figure out how to pronounce his name. So you could get a quick hit here if you're lucky enough. Yep. And so this is just all about trying to get quick hits on Rongo Lango. Oh, that's new. He usually just jumps right over me. Come on. There is a quick strat that you could use where you just damage boost through him, but like I never could figure out how to do it properly. Oh. Of course I get hit anyway.
So one thing I like about Klonoa is that all of the bosses, especially in the PS1 version, of the first game, the boss arena is just a circle. You can run around it. Usually the boss is in the center, and you grab the enemies and just throw them at the boss. It's very simple.
Oops. Don't. I spit on the wrong things, dang it. And I fell, because I was looking over at my splits.
I know.
So this is the first level that can be a little bit rough to get through on your first time, just because there's like so much going on. And because of those guys in the background that throw spike balls.
There's also collectibles that Tora is skipping.
Yeah. See these little gems that you see me like kind of unintentionally collecting here and there. Those are called dream stones, and if you collect 150 throughout each stage, that's usually like one of the things you have to do for 100%. And so we're gonna be having this little cutscene here because you see this door with the key, and or door with the key sign on it, and you need a key to open it. So you have that little cutscene there with the little villager who tells you, hey, you need a key to unlock that door, in case you haven't figured that out already by seeing the key sign on there. Now, interesting fact, once again going back to the Wii version, the Wii version actually has an unlockable like bonus after you beat the game where it tells you the names of all the enemies. Now, like, some of them I already know from Klonoa, because like some of them returned in Klonoa 2. Like, Moos are a common one. And the black and red Moo, specifically, like, that has the spike shield, that's called a Lancer Moo. And this level has quite a bit of Lancer loot. Lancer Moos for some reason. Now, in the speedrun, there is a way for you to get up on the upper part of this section here, but like I never could figure that out either, so I'm just taking it the normal way.
Speaking of the speedrun, this is 2 skip%, right? What exactly are the 2 skips?
So,
and why did you decide to use them?
So there were 2 skips that I specifically learned from my any % days. And one of them is 5-1 skip, which I will be explaining as I get to that level, and another is 6-2 skip. Now, they're not like complete level skips per se, but they're like small little like big time saves for each of those levels. And there are like 2 different categories for this game. There's actually 4, but like the 2 categories I'm familiar with are any % and glitchless. Any % is completely broken now, to where like there are so many glitches that the game's the speedrun time is like down to like 40 minutes or something like that. Probably lower than that, actually, now that I think about it. And then glitchless is basically what it says in the tin is any %, but you're not doing any like major skips. You're just still doing like little small skips here and there. But for the sake of this showcase, I decided to just make up a category where I'm doing glitchless in quotes, but with 2 glitch skips.
Okay.
One's, in my opinion, technically not a glitch, but the second one definitely is.
Unintended, how about that?
Unintended, yeah. So, you see that I can use a move to double jump onto that platform early, which saves like a tiny bit of time.
Alright, let's see. So there's like, I forget how many. I'm sure if I look in the book that I have in my hands, it will tell me. Several different like towns or areas that Klonoa is going to and trying to save everybody and get rid of the evil because the moves aren't supposed to be there. I don't think we've seen Joka yet at all.
Yeah, Joka doesn't appear until... Actually, we do technically see Joka before Rongo Lango, but I skipped that cutscene. So that's actually his first appearance. But, we will be meeting him again in the forest area. Actually, no, we see him here as well, before the boss. Or, after the boss. So speaking of the boss, we're coming up on the second boss, which is King Seedoff and Pamela. Now, to note, in the Wii version, they get rid of this gap here. Oops. My fault for goofing around there. But yeah, the basic way you fight this boss is you pick up Seedoff when he hops off of Pamela, and you basically just throw him back at Pamela. Now, if you're quick enough, you could actually just smack Pamela in the face instead of having to wait until she hops by you. Like that.
Does he always go to the opposite side as you?
I think so, yeah. I never tried going to the other side, to be honest.
No. I do, like, love the color palettes they use, especially in the boss rooms, because for the most part, they're still, like, really light and pastel-y, like the overworld. Like the actual levels themselves, so they're still like very pretty, but you're fighting this massive monster or something.
So, really good speedrunners actually can grab Seedoff as Pamela's like jumping by you with him on her, but I never could figure out how to do that, so I just am a casual and wait until he hops off. And so that's the boss, and Pamela has been restored back to normal after being cursed. So that was another instance of Joka there that I skipped, where he gets mad at King Seedoff for failing, and Klonoa smacks him into the water, which is a really great cutscene. Which is again ruined in the Wii version.
We have some opinions on the Wii version. How about you tell us how you really feel about the Wii version?
Okay, so the Wii version is a game that exists. Basically, it was Namco's first attempt into reviving the series. But the problem with the Wii version is they rewrote the scripts, changed some of the character designs, changed some of the characters' names, and instead of having only 6 health, they gave you 10 health. Which you think, oh, what's the big deal with that? That makes it easier, right? Well, that's the problem, is that it made it too easy in that sense. Like, Klonoa Wii, I could probably do a run of and barely even die, because in order to die you would have to get hit 10 times, which, like, when you're trying to 100% Klonoa Wii is it's a drag when you like miss an item and have to die in order to go back and get it.
Okay.
So like general opinion of the Wii version is, it's a good-looking game. I'll give it that. It's got nice bonuses, but in terms of like the main story mode, they really did some things that aren't ideal.
And it's just called Klonoa for the Wii. I could probably tell you when it released.
I want to say it was like, I'm trying to think of the year it came out.
I think maybe 2008.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was gonna say 2009, but I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right either.
It does continue the tradition because this was before they stopped porting, or they stopped including like the little booklets in the games, which I think started PS3/PS4. It does have a full story summary, as well as like character bios. We didn't see Grandpa because we're skipping the cutscenes, but Grandpa's a key character in both PS1 and the Wii version. There's also another version of the game that came out fairly recently that also includes the second game, I believe, right?
Yes, the recent release of Klonoa games, Fantasy Reverie includes Klonoa 2. So it's basically a remaster of both the first and second games, which the remaster of Door to Phantomile is more true to the original Door to Phantomile than the Wii version was, but it still kind of uses certain assets from the Wii version. So this is another like auto-scroller type thing, so I just kind of like try to dodge these spinny guys. I forget the names of most of these enemies just because it's been so long since I played these games. Oh yeah, another thing to note about Fantasy Reverie actually that's interesting is it gives you like different difficulties. So like you could technically play Door to Phantomile with the 3 heart difficulty, where it's basically Klonoa 2 difficulty where you only have 3 heart of health. You could have the normal, which has the 6, and then like easy, which gives you the 10 heart health. The remaster of both Door to Phantomile and Klonoa 2 are really well done on Fantasy Reverie.
Yeah, they redid Klonoa's design for the Wii version, which I dislike. I dislike his Wii version design, but they went more true to the original in the Fantasy.
Yeah, that's another thing I disliked about the Wii version is I wasn't a huge fan of his Klonoa Wii design. So we're just finishing up this level and skipping another cutscene here, where a villager comes up and they're like, "Hey, stop! Are you gonna, capture the Grammy as they call her?" But she was called Chiefess in in the Wii version. But we go, no, we're trying to stop like some evil from getting to her, so like he helps us by sending us he basically yeets us into this like level here. Oops. And so this level is kind of like a lot of like back and forth, where you're gonna see me going through different doors and like doing small like puzzles here and there in order to progress. Oh.
There's one level later on that's very bad about back and forth, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I think I know which level you're talking about. So I'm gonna be letting this thing like go all the way over here because I have to open this door. These things that you see in this level are called boomies, by the way, which I think is a really cute name for an enemy, especially an enemy that specifically blows up like a bomb.
I thought you said something else.
Oh.
So Klonoa's actually using like a ring to grab the enemies and hold them, and
oh yeah. I forgot to explain that. Like, for those wondering, like what is the thing that Klonoa's shooting out of his ring? So Klonoa is what everyone refers to as a dream traveler, and basically he has the ability to use a wind bullet, but in order to use the wind bullet he needs a spirit inside. Oops, I did not mean to pick up that villager. And Hupo is inside of his ring because he is a ring spirit. And in Klonoa 2, Lolo controls his ring because she's a priestess, and I guess priestess have the power to... Wait, what am I doing? Hey, get back here.
That's the unfortunate thing. Sometimes the enemies walk off cliffs and you need them, and you just have to wait until they respawn.
Yeah, wait until they come back.
But while you're holding them, they're like frozen, so they shouldn't explode on you. Am I misremembering
They
that?
do. They still do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong.
It's the same instance if you held one in Klonoa 2.
Okay.
So I got the key from Joka there. Or, thought I did anyway. Did I get the key? I feel like I didn't get the key. Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh well. It happens. The eggs or the villagers, we're skipping those because...
Yeah, because they waste time. Oh, I didn't even grab the key. Whoops. It's early morning for me, so my brain is still like not fully awakened yet. So I will make a bunch of mistakes here and there, but
yeah.
Also, it's been quite a while since I've done a run of this game, so let's see if I remember this one.
I'm just glad you get to show it off. It's such a like. I don't want to say underappreciated, because everybody who mentions this game loves this game. Like, if somebody recognizes the game, they love it. But I feel like it just doesn't get the attention it deserves.
Yeah, I totally agree that it needs a lot more attention, because Klonoa is such a great series, like, once you get to play all the games. Like, I'm very thankful that, you know, my brother, like, I think he, like, rented Klonoa 2 because he was like, this game seems interesting, and I was 12 then when I played that game. And I remember I played through that game, and I bawled my eyes out at the ending.
The ending is so cool.
I know, it's so sad.
So, I'm not gonna, like, spoil anything. We'll talk if we we can't avoid talking about it later. But Klonoa's kind of Bandai Namco's answer to Kirby, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to create a kind of Kirby game with a cute mascot that everybody would like look and like, but his gimmick is that he's never in the same place. He kind of gets grabbed up and visits other like worlds, and this one's sad. This was a sad ending.
Alright, so we'll be coming up on the third boss, which is Gelge Bomb. Which, Gelge Bomb is kind of an interesting boss. Has an interesting gimmick to it, where you can only hit him from above. And, he does this thing every so often where he shoots out this ball. And in this... Oops. Lost my move there. And if you could survive that without getting, without losing your move, you could easily... Okay, that counted. You could just easily get a quick hit on him. Though he does jump after he throws the ball, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And so he's red now, which means he moves faster. So you just kind of have to, like, get better about your timing. Oh, I tried to do a thing there. So you can kind of try to damage boost through that ball, but it's really tough to do. So you just kind of have to wait.
Can you take a hit while you're carrying something?
You can, but most of the time, you just lose your, lose the enemy you're holding.
Okay.
So, now we're in trying to get back to the Wind Village before Joka gets there mode, because, the story I skipped was Granny... We rescued Granny, but, we made the mistake of telling her, like, where the necklace, the moon necklace, or moon pendant, is, and it's with Grandpa. And Joka overhears it, so he's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go back there and grab it." Because the moon pendant, spoiler alert, is what awakens the Moon Kingdom, which we will be seeing later. So I'm gonna be doing a damage boost here to save a little time. Didn't mean to take 2 hits there, but that works. And that's kind of faster than having to, like, grab an enemy and defeat that, spinner.
You don't get very many iframes for getting hit.
You don't, honestly. Which is unfortunate, because, like, it would, really help with... Ooh! Well, that's unfortunate. I'm, like, trying to be real careful here, because I am on a sliver of health, so... Also, I'm trying to be careful not to grab that villager there. Because it's actually kind of easy to accidentally grab that. So, the reason villagers are slow is because on the screen where you go to save, it, like, pops up with the villager that you collected, and that just wastes, seconds. So we try to avoid that as much as possible.
It's now very cute.
So these little blue guys that are spinning fire, those are called Burnies. I only know that because they appear in Klonoa 2, and they're pink instead of blue in that game. So I know some enemy names at least.
You know more than I do.
Yeah, so these are Burnies. We know the different kinds of moves. There's the red moos, which are just called moos. The green moos, which are flying moos. I have no idea what these things are called, by the way. The little ghost puppies, but they're really cute. Even if they are a little bit annoying, because they'll, like, appear and, like, cause issues. So I'm kind of waiting for those swings to, you know, be in the right spot for me to jump off of them. Because I have died to trying to go too fast on them before.
Is the game super cycle-based?
Cycle-based? Not really. Bernie the Bernie.
I can't do imitations, or I would.
Oh, I have these by bosses. That's why I was confused. So, the reason, like, I kept going, oh, I accidentally split for something I shouldn't have split of, I have splits that are, like, by vision instead of by boss. Because by boss used to be, like, my old way of splitting when I first ran this game. So I was really confused. I'm like, oh yeah.
You gotta take turns down the slide.
Yep. Oh. We'll see ya, Flying Moo. I always am amused by the fact that, like, you inflate every enemy you grab, so, like, when they pop, it's like a balloon. It's like...
It's very storybook-esque, and I love it. Like, the save menu is even a storybook. The stage select is a storybook. And so, like, if you collect all the villagers, they, like, play a little song from the region that they're in.
Yeah, it's really cute. I was supposed to grab an enemy, like, down below and do this, but I completely forgot, so I have to do this. And see, the transition to that door blowing up, or that rock blowing up, I skipped. So, like, transitions like that you can skip and save a bit of time on. Shoutouts to, like, this random fish skeleton that I'm walking on. That looks like a gigantic version of Pamela.
They named the dolphin Pamela.
Yeah. Pamela and her little child, Carol.
That's an accounting department.
Prime goes, heck yeah, Bone Bridge. And we're gonna be hopping on some ribs, question mark. I assume those are ribs anyway.
Klonoa is destroying valuable, historical, like, records here. He does not respect paleontology. So, we skipped a little bit of a tragic cutscene there where we go, hey, it's Grandpa, and then Joka completely, like, blows up the house, which, the next cutscene after this boss is going to be where Grandpa dies, so little spoilers there. So this is Palladium, which this boss used to be a little bit rough for me on PS3 because there would be an issue where my controller would just randomly desync and Klonoa would just start walking to the side. Which thankfully that doesn't happen now that I'm on PS2. It's unfortunate that this boss goes by so fast because the music is really good. You can walk off the sides, by the way. So
you
don't
can.
have to go that far.
Yeah, so I definitely think it was a weird desync issue, because I didn't have any desync there. So, like, I'm very thankful that I can run this on PS2 Slim instead of PS3, because those days were rough. So we're on to this... Okay, this is the level that we're going to be seeing our first skip. Which we'll probably be doing right away. So, you see that alarm clock in the distance in front of the green door? Remember that, because that's going to be important for this skip. So, this whole section, like right behind me, where, with all the green doors and the switches and the springs, we aren't going to be doing that, because, I'm going to be doing a bit of a skip where I'm going to be hitting this... Let's see, wait, hold on. I really need to remember the setup for this. Oh, that might be a bit... So, I'm going to be doing this repeatedly until I get it. This is a bit of a tricky one because you have to, like... I think the trick is you gotta keep moving.
How much time?
Oh, that was so close. It saves quite a bit of time because you don't have to do the, that section back there because that section can be a little bit slow.
And are you trying to hit the alarm clock or the door?
The alarm clock.
Okay.
Because you'll see in a moment. Oh, that's too low. I haven't done this in quite a while, so... This skip is 100% worth it. Because, you just go right to where, like, the green orb is. Without having to do all the puzzly stuff.
They actually have signs to direct you to where the orbs are, because this level is so confusing.
Even if I game over here, I'm still gonna try to do this skip because it's, as I said, it's 100% worth it. Dang it. Okay, one more try before I game over, but even after I game over, I just retry the level. It's really not that hard to get back to the spot.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning of the level too, which is really convenient. Unfortunately, you have to go a room over to grab an enemy to throw it, but...
Yeah, so... As I said, even if I game over there, I still want to get the skip because it's really worth it to save quite a bit of time. Even if I lost a bit of time trying to do it, those past 4 attempts or 5 attempts. I just need to remember the setup or need to get the right position.
No worries.
I did that too early. I had the right setup, but then I threw it too early.
We've talked a lot about the different characters and the stories of the game. While Tora's working on this and focusing, trying to get through, I'm gonna read you the story from the Wii booklet.
Yes, please do.
Somewhere out there is another world, the world of Phantomile. There is a legend in Phantomile about the mysterious Moon Kingdom, a place where the dream energy from people everywhere is said to be collected and used to shape the world of Phantomile. It's the reason why people can't remember what they dreamed about when they wake up in the morning. One day, Klonoa, a boy who lives in Breezegale, the Winged Village, woke up from a pleasant dream that had suddenly turned into a nightmare, and for some strange reason, he couldn't remember that dream perfectly clearly, no matter how much time passed. Soon after, in a strange coincidence, an airship crashed into the top of nearby Bell Hill. Yes.
So now we're here. and I just damage boost through these guys. And that is the green orb section done.
Easy.
So yeah, that's the first skip, which I call 5-1 skip, even though it doesn't really skip a good portion or a huge portion of the level. It just skips like one section in particular. So, like, to explain a little bit why that works, if it isn't obvious already, the little clock things are checkpoints, and whatever checkpoint you hit is, like, where you end up spawning when you die. And so, since I hit that checkpoint right before I died, I ended up spawning in that spot, which happens to be the very end of the section where you would normally do a bunch of puzzly stuff to get to the green orb. So if you could get that quickly, it saves quite a bit of time in a speed run. And that's the one skip that I learned from my any % days.
So what version, or what different versions of the speedrun have you run?
I have ran any %, and then I've ran glitchless. Those are the two categories I've ran.
Do you run Klonoa too?
Yes. I've done at least one run of Klonoa 2 in the past. I would like to do more because I would like to submit that for a future Attract mode, because that game is also really awesome.
I'd love to see it.
I didn't mean to get that villager, but that's a villager that you can't really avoid unless you're like super careful, I guess. So we're gonna do a little mini puzzle-ish type thing where you just... I messed up, so I'm just gonna die here. I'm supposed to hit those platform things with the X's on them, so they fall down. But I missed that one. There we go.
As we go forward, you see the stages aren't as, like, linear. There's more branching paths, there's more obstacles, there's more dangerous enemies. They're not just kind of walking around.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gets more complex, like, the farther you get in this game. Like, this is probably, like, the first, 2 visions where things start getting quite, complicated and a little more difficult. Okay. So I'm gonna do a little damage boost here where I get... Oops. Where I get... There we go. Where I get between the fire and those moos that are jumping down, and the moos will hit me and the iframes from getting hit there gets me through that fire. So I'll
we just have the blue jump off, right?
Yeah, so we just have this blue one. So I am a strange person, and like the reason I get these in the order I do is because they're the same exact color as the elements in Klonoa 2. And I like to get them in the order that you get those elements in Klonoa 2. So I always do green, yellow, red, blue. Which in Klonoa 2, the green is tranquility, yellow is joy, red is discord, and blue is indecision.
Those are interesting choices, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting in the Klonoa 2 lore why they're called what they are, because the green element you get in the Kingdom of Tranquility, which is Lalakusha, the yellow, you get Enjoyment, which is the Kingdom of Joy. And then red you get from Volk, which is the Kingdom of Discord. And then blue you get from... what's it called? Mira Mira, which is the Kingdom of Indecision. Which is kind of a strange name for that kingdom, because it's more like the people are xenophobic. So it's just kind of a weird type of... I feel like it's like one of those like weird translation things to where they weren't sure where they were going with the direction of that specific kingdom.
Okay.
Just a little bit of interesting Klonoa 2 lore for everybody.
This is the night and day mechanic, right?
Yes. So, this is probably one of the most difficult levels, just because this whole night and day thing. Not to be confused with Night and Day by Frank Sinatra. It is a little bit tricky, because you see these platforms only appear at nighttime, and the enemies turn into different creatures which you cannot grab. They're like invincible during the night.
The pink one was following her kind of acts like a boo. It's there during the light and it's gone, or it's there during the night. It's not there during the light.
Yeah. So why am I going this way? Yeah, so the one that follows me is only at night that it appears, and it can be a little bit annoying because it likes to get in your way when you're trying to do stuff. Like, see, it's like honing in on me, trying to get me.
Side note, my favorite enemy, I'm so glad we see them. It's the purple dudes with the, like, rope with the, like, spike at the end.
Oh, yeah. Those things... They're cool, but they're also annoying because sometimes they like to hit you before you can grab them.
They look like they're having so much fun.
Interesting thing Liam Piper just pointed out. There is a track in Ridge Racer 4 called Phantomile, which I know that because my brother plays that game. He did a run of it during my marathon earlier this year.
Okay, so was it Namco Bandai when this first released, or was it Bandai Namco?
It was just Namco.
Okay, Namco eventually became Bandai Namco through corporate mergers and renaming and stuff. They also control the Tales series, which I am, if anybody who has talked to me knows I'm a massive fan of. And so for a long time, any Tales game you got, it would have a title where you could change the character's like costume. And there was always a Klonoa costume. And so for like Tales of Symphonia, it's Persea, so she's the axe girl. So like it's always the little kid character. It's great. I love it. I love hunting those down. I don't think there's been one since, I think, Tales of Vesperia? I might be wrong about that.
So there is a way that you could, like, squeeze past that giant enemy into that doorway. I don't remember how, so I'm just gonna do this the traditional way.
And so, like, occasionally you'll see them moves with, like, the metal plating. You have to hit the metal plating off with another enemy to be able to pick them up.
So, interesting thing about that is if they have the silver plating, it only takes one hit to get the armor off. If it's gold, it's 2.
I did not know that.
Yep. I know that because, again, Klonoa 2 had something like that where they had little moves and giant moves with gold plating. Oops. Not that way.
There are usually references at the Namco Bandai Isles in the games, but in Tales of Vesperia during the Toy Hunter, like, side quest, where you're going to vending machines and you're just, like, hoping you get the toy you need. Klonoa is one of them as well.
So this used to cause me a big headache, this section, because I thought you had to, like, hit the, or needed to get an enemy across to this area so you could, you know, get up here. But it turns out you only need to hit the switch once, and you could hit it again while you're over here, so you could just hop off of that platform over there. So I kind of had to wait there because of those platforms only appearing at night.
Tor, I think you might have forgotten this level when I asked if this was cycle-based or not.
Oh, yeah. Day-night cycles don't count.
That's fair.
To be honest, I might have forgotten.
I forgot about this level too. I wiped it from my memory.
Yeah, same, because this is, like, probably one of my least favorite levels because of the day-night gimmick. See, you see these two are gold-plated? We don't bother with them. We just go through and hit the switch.
They're too fancy for us. We don't have time for them.
So that was a lucky cycle, because I could just quickly grab this Moo and go through here. There have been times where I've had to wait for a cycle, because, like, it would turn nighttime right as I get over to that Moo. Whoops! I didn't mean to walk off of that! Oopsies! I love the animation, by the way, where when Klonoa falls into lava. Just cute little things like that are why I absolutely adore this game.
It's so cute. Like, everything about it is just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I want, like, a Klonoa stuffed animal, but I don't think they've sold them since, like, I was a child.
Yeah, I always wanted one too. So we're gonna come up on the boss of this area, and that is Joka. Now, Joka is definitely one of the instances where he is scripted, where he'll only take 3 hits before he'll automatically change over to his night form. And you see his hands circling around him? Those deflect shots, so you kind of have to time your shots perfectly in order to get hits on him. Best case scenario is you get 3 shots before he goes over to his night phase. So since I got 3 shots there, he automatically goes to his night phase. So unfortunately, like, you can't get more than 3 shots on him before he changes over to this phase, but at least you could get through this phase quickly just by changing all these blocks to yellow. So Joka, like all these enemies here, is invincible, so I mean, you wouldn't be able to hit him anyway because you can't grab the moves. You just kind of have to, like, avoid all of his attacks.
Yeah. And they won't walk off, unlike any other time.
So now he's gonna throw a tantrum because I changed all the blocks to yellow, and he's gonna go back to his day phase.
I like his turtle form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this boss, honestly, even if he is a little bit of annoying at times.
Here's hoping he, like, plays nice for the rest of it.
He's playing nice, for the most part here. I'm getting really lucky with these hits, too. So this is gonna be his last night phase, and hopefully, once he goes back to his day phase, I'll be able to finish him off. I should be able to, barring I miss a bunch of hits. So, I kinda hit him a little quickly for you to notice, but, in his day phase, it slowly starts turning into night, and, it's kind of like a timer, if you will, of like when he will change to his night form. And if you don't get any hits on him, or don't get enough hits on him before it turns into night, he'll just go into its night form, which that's like worst case scenario, and you don't want that to happen. Okay. Throw another tantrum. This game is cute, especially when the main character is set on fire. I just saw that. So now he's gonna be jumping around. Oh, that's lucky. I thought that was gonna deflect.
Did you see how cute he was waving the white flag on the game over screen? It's adorable.
Right. So I'm actually gonna watch this next cutscene. Oops. I was going to watch that next cutscene and I accidentally skipped it. Never mind! So yeah, that's Joka. So now we're gonna be moving on to the next, or the best level in this game, which is the Moon Kingdom, which is, or this stage in particular, because of the music. Now this level has a lot of back and forth, but the music makes it all worth it, to be honest.
I do love how like distinct this looks from the Sun Temple, because the Sun Temple is going into nighttime for half the level, but this is like very blue, and even though it has dark backgrounds, it's still,
yeah, exactly.
It's nice.
I feel like this game, like, each area has its own distinction. Like, the first area was, of course, Breezegale, with it being, like, you know, villagey, if that's the right word. And then, you got the forest area, which has a lot of, like, trees and jungly stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say the intended strat there is to jump, or to hit one of the dudes and then grab them and jump up. Mm-hmm. You get a big boost when you throw enemies downward, and that's like a major part of the platforming, but you can use that to skip a few platforms, but not as much as you would like.
So you're gonna be seeing me go in this, like, down that area a lot, because of, like, there's a lot of backtracking in this particular level. But, so, that path I just took there, remember that? Because I'll be going that way a bit later. This is like one of those auto-scrollers where you kind of have to be careful, because those puppy things will knock you off if you get hit.
They really liked auto-scrollers when they were designing this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about auto-scrollers? Because I never liked them.
It depends, honestly. Like, as someone who runs Sonic Adventure DX, the Sky Chase levels are great because I could just take a moment to, you know, drink water, go to the bathroom, do whatever I need to do before I have to go back to gaming.
Okay, I can see that.
So in this area here, like, I go in specific directions, which it's always like right. I think it's like right, left, right, left or something like that. I forget the specific pattern, but like I'll be going in certain directions once I destroy the colored pillars. Oops. I'm supposed to destroy that boomy over there.
That was a chain explosion, okay.
So these little sections with the boomies can be a little bit rough. Like especially this one here. Because they could be in like really bad spots. There we go. Got through there without any issues. I've died to that section. I need to re-enter. And so yeah, that row of boomies, I just like throw the first boomy at the rest of them, and they just all go boomy.
Is this the second to last level?
Yes, this is 6-1. 6-2 is the last level, and then you got 2 bosses.
Okay. So we're in the fabled Moon Kingdom, the Keeper of Dreams for Phantomile. The big bad of the game is here to take over dreams, right? Yes.
So the main villain in this game is Gadius. He wants to awaken the nightmare creature Nahatom, so he could bring nightmares to the world. So you saw me earlier. I went backwards after getting the green, after destroying the green pillar, because if you try it, normally casually, if you just go forward, you would have to do that whole auto scroller section, and that wastes a ton of time. So we just go backwards. So this is like one of the difficult things or areas. Mainly because my move popped, so that's not good. So that section right there can be a little rough, where you have to, oops, where you have to like hit that crystal, the yellow crystal.
Yeah, you can only step on each of those platforms once, and then they have a cooldown until they are solid again.
Wait, no, this way. I like the glittery stuff that comes off of the area there when you're walking across it.
Yeah.
That's always like a rough platforming section there.
No. Luckily, it's a little forgiving in that when you change directions, there's something like directly under you, so you have some time. And Klonoa has like a built-in hover, so
yeah. Which, that was the other thing about the Wii version. I don't know if anyone remembers before the Wii Make came out, where they were gonna completely redesign Klonoa to have like cat ears. And a lot of people made jokes about like how he was going to hover with that specific design. Like I remember a friend of mine back a long time ago like did a comic where it was like the original Klonoa versus the redesigned Klonoa, and the original Klonoa hovers across like some area, and the other redesigned Klonoa goes, like how do across?
if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's cursed.
It's so bad. Like, I am so glad that there was so much backlash that they decided against it, because, ugh. It's bad enough they changed his outfit.
Yeah, I like the Kingdom Hearts outfit that he has in the first one with too many belts and, like, a hat.
Yeah. I like that you call it the Kingdom Hearts design, because it really is.
Just too many belts on everything.
You'll just need to add a bunch of zippers, and there you go. Oops. So, coming up is going to be the next skip. Not in this area, but there's going to be another area, as I'll point out, where, you'll be doing a little skippy skip. And it's actually probably the coolest skip between 5-1 skip and this one. Oh yeah, I remember now. Oh, that didn't work. So these rooms are like kind of puzzles. You have to figure out like how to hit these switches. And you can skip that cutscene there where it just shows, like, you know, stuff happening when you hit that switch.
It's important you don't jump over the gap and throw the enemy down because you won't go as high and you can't hit the switch.
Yep. Yeah, so there's, like, specific strats that you have to use for those rooms with the puzzles. And that one is just simple. You just take a Lancer move, throw it across to hit the switch, then you grab the flying... Then you hit the other switch, grab the flying move, and double jump up to the third switch.
There's a health refill and
Yeah, they're pretty generous with health refills in this game, I've noticed. As well as life coins. Which those gold coins that you see me collecting here and there, those are life coins.
There's a counter at the bottom that next to Klonoa's face that tells you.
Yeah, it tells you how many lives you have.
I like the design of the like HUD in this one. I think they redid it in Fantasy Reverie, so it's like brown wood. But I like the green.
Yeah. The HUD in Klonoa 2 is really nice as well.
So purposely falling through the gap that time. And
Oops.
Avoiding the villagers.
So those enemies are annoying that throw their ears at you. Those are called Slazas. Again, I only know that because they were in Klonoa 2. So like, I have the Klonoa 2 strategy guide, and it tells you, like, what each enemy's name is. Okay, so this is our... I gotta wait for this move to get in position. So this is 6-2 skip coming up, where I have to kind of wait for this move to... I think I needed to be on the other side of him. So, I have to hit this move, like, before he... Nope, that was too soon as well. Because if he gets right next to this thing here... Nope. This might take me a little while to get this thing in position. So basically... You're normally supposed to hit a switch in order to get that thing out of the way, but there is a trick you can do where you can squeeze through this giant move and get... I'm trying to remember like what position he has to be in.
The only reason she can like touch the moo and try to clip through things is because while they are in balloon shape, they do not have hurt boxes. So she's safe to do that as much as she wants, and she doesn't have to worry about her health, at least for now.
trying to remember how to do this trick. It's been so long.
Are you trying to clip through the gap?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get. I feel like I have to be on the other side of him. Yeah. Hold on.
I didn't know you could walk through them.
I didn't know either, honestly. I probably have to wait for this position again.
And the windows where you see the flying moos in the background. If she wanted to, she could jump up and time to grab one of them.
Yeah, that's how you get that's how you destroy the armor on the blue moo to begin with.
Oh no.
So that's like another thing to note is the armored moves in this are blue. But in Klonoa 2, they're just red. They're just giant red moves with armor.
I like how he turns to face you despite being a balloon.
Come on, game. I know you want to give this to me.
It's being mean. It gave you a nice Yoka, so it's gonna be mean and not give you this as quickly as you want it.
There we go. Oh man, and I jumped up. I almost had it. I almost had it. That's annoying.
No.
So I got it there, but then I got too excited and pressed the X button, so...
That's okay, you've gotten it once, so you can get it again.
Yeah.
The realities of speedrunning. It's hard to get that clip that you want.
Yeah, the fact that I got it... Come on.
So, we got a question from chat. Is this a frame perfect trick or a pixel perfect trick or anything like that?
Sort of. Like, you definitely have to make sure that the moo is in the right position. Like...
It looks close. I'm sorry, they said pre-act.
There we go!
Perfect.
Okay. So, I had to, like, jump... I had to, like, jump from a little bit of a distance in order to get on top of him, so... So yeah, that's 6-2 skip, which is a really cool skip once you could figure it out. So this is one of the trickier puzzles to do. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask how much of the level does it skip?
It just skips having to hit the switch for that particular thing, which isn't that much time, but it's still pretty significant. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
So there are 3 switches again. There's the flying moo, the big moo, and then the lancer moo.
This is actually a shielded moo.
The
Lancer moves are the ones that are black and red and have the have the spiked armor, or spiked shield.
Okay.
I keep missing that first switch.
Chat, how do you think you do this? Because every time I play through it, I have to figure it out again.
There we go.
Yay!
So yeah, one more section I have to do before this level is done. And the last area has a pretty tricky puzzle as well, but like I have a specific strat for it. Yeah, in terms of skips, I'm pretty much done with skips, so the rest of this game is going to be done, or the rest of this level is going to be done as intended.
I forgot the name for checkpoints for a little bit, so every time you hit one, I wanted to say save point or clock point, so I'm glad that I remembered that.
Clock point, I like that. So another damage boost through these two guys, because it's faster. And these are called hoppin' moves, the ones that are on the spring.
I love hoppin' moves.
Which hoppin' moves got changed to pink in Klonoa 2. And shielded moves, I probably mentioned before, are changed to red in Klonoa 2. Wait, what am I doing? Why did I jump down here?
So this game comes from an era of like asset reuse that is like amazing. They just recolor the enemies and give them like a shield or something, and a whole new enemy, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when games do that.
Good job, me. See, these are Lancer moves, these black and red ones. Or Shadow the Hedgehog moves, as I like to call them.
Shadow the Hedgehog has ruined the color scheme of black and red for everybody, right?
Like you can't see black and red stuff without going, hey, it's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Like, none of the other hedgehogs have done that. Sonic, blue and red, no, it's not too bad.
Now I'm just picturing the Lancer move like in a Shadow the Hedgehog-esque game, where they use guns instead of shields. Oop. That's unfortunate. I needed that enemy in order to get up there. And the annoying part of this section is you gotta fall all the way down for all of them to respawn. So, just a huge waste.
Shadow the Moohog.
So just a huge time waste.
Yeah.
This is like my least favorite section of this level.
He's so cute, waving that flag. Oh, Crime, you've got to play it. If you haven't played it before, you have to.
Yes. Crime. We should start a petition to get Crime to play Shadow the Hedgehog.
I was talking about Klonoa, but...
Oh, I see. I thought we were talking about Shadow the Hedgehog. I was like, yes. Well, then, yes to that as well. I don't know why I'm making this hard instead of just going like this. Oh, Lord. I will pay all my money for Crime to play Shadow the Hedgehog, ironically.
I will pay $2 for Crime to play. That should be during our next Super Showcase. That should be one of the incentives, right?
Yes.
You just get Crime to play Shadow the Hedgehog for like 30 minutes or something.
So this puzzle, like, casually you'd be like bashing your head 1,000 times trying to figure out how to do it. So the trick is, you use the flying move to get up here, and they'll respawn, and you kind of have to wait a bit for a good cycle because of those spinning enemies, and you go... I think I might have waited too long. Nope, I got it. So you kind of have to wait a bit for a good cycle, and I got pretty lucky there.
This entire level is just kind of like a vertical climb, just up and up and up, so...
Yep. So this is the last little section before we get to the boss of this area. Or actually, this is like the last section of level period before we do like a bit of a boss rush, where it's just one boss after another.
Yeah.
And this first boss is going to be Ghadius, which Ghadius is a really interesting boss. And another thing they kind of like did in the Wii make that I kind of find hilarious actually is they made Ghadius look like a Snuggie, where like his hands don't float; they're just attached to his cape. And I always call him Snuggie Ghadius just because it just literally looks like he's wearing a Snuggie the whole time.
So comfy in the Wii make.
So I got through the first phase really quickly there, where you just like have to grab those moves and throw them at his cape. And he has like different attacks that he does here. You see his mask was glowing like different colors and it turned red. Red is this one, which this one can be a little bit annoying just to try and grab all these enemies.
They bounce back and forth.
I say as I like easily grab them and throw them at him. And now he's going to be transitioning to the last attack, which is going to be the green mask, which is going to be like the triangle thing. Which this is more annoying than the red one because like you have to hit the corner as he throws it down. Oops. And of course I miss. There we go.
To the mask.
That was actually a really good Ghadius. Like probably one of the best Ghadiuses I've had in a while. Like that's best case scenario Ghadius to where you could get hits quickly on him.
We're getting up towards the end now. We just have one more boss.
Yeah, we have Nahatom here. Isn't he beautiful, by the way? What a beautiful creature. So, this boss works differently than all the other bosses. He is invincible, but, like, those cannons that are circling him are the only things that can damage him. So, your mission is to, give them ammunition. Oops, and I got hit by the tongue there, which is unfortunate.
Listen, if you like colorful games, and you like the power of friendship, this is the game for you.
And you like, sad endings.
If you want to cry.
If you want to cry your eyes out, then this is the game for you. Yay, Sky. Oh yeah, it's Rainbow Sky, I just noticed that. In all my years of playing this game, I've never noticed the sky.
so we're loading the cannons with the enemies so our friends have ammunition to attack him.
Oh, there goes my move. So I just need to get that last cannon before we're finished with phase 1. And I missed. Of course I miss. Don't. I was gonna say tongue me, and then I realized that would sound completely lewd, so... I said it anyway, but... Oh dear. I didn't think I was gonna be saying something lewd on this showcase, but here you go.
Wow.
So...
We're trying to keep it PG.
I know, I'm trying to keep this showcase PG, and then I'm like, that's a term I probably shouldn't say, but then I ended up saying it anyway. Oh yeah, so this phase, I'm gonna be intentionally walking off this platform and dying, because it skips him generating the diamonds.
Yeah, there's a...
Oh, jeez.
There's a checkpoint at each of the boss phases, so no worries about falling off.
Well, it's intentional so we could skip him forming all the crystals, which is a little bit slow.
Metroid Crime says it's fine. She says that we're good.
Okay, if she says we're good, then we're good. I know it's gonna become a clip anyway, but we're good.
I need to, like, look at our clips. I haven't seen them yet.
Oh, dear. It's bad enough that during the Ham and Heartbreak showcase, I almost said Oxnard and Pippi instead of Oxnard and Pepper, so...
Pippi's such an integral part of this. We want her to be here even when she's not.
Yep. Shoutouts to Pippi.
Shoutouts to Pippi.
Ah, I missed the diamond. Can I hit the diamond before I die? That is the question.
This reminds me of, like...
Okay, there we go.
Master Hand fight from
Oh yeah! Oh man, I remember like doing classic mode on the Wii U Smash a lot, and doing both the Master and the Crazy Hand fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called Crazy Hand.
I don't know. I always just called them Master Hand and hoped I was right.
Well, I know there's Master Hand, which is like the normal, like, neutral one, and then Crazy Hand is the one that has like the kind of weird, sporadic movement.
So now the cannons are on the bottom and there are gaps, so you want to line up with one of them, throw an enemy down to load it, and you have to do that 5 times?
Yes. Because there are 5 cannons for the 5 kingdoms in this game.
Also, he's destroying platforms as we go.
Yeah, that's the scary part, is I have to make sure that I don't fall. Ah. That's fine. I'd rather have died there than have a sliver of health the whole fight. Mm-hmm. So this is the last phase. By the way. Where you have to get these cannons one more time.
Remember at the beginning when I said that all bosses are just basically circles and you walk around the circles? Even the final boss!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all arenas are circles.
Except,
I mean, Gadius is kind of an exception, but you're still going in a circle in a sense.
They took the circle and instead of having it on a 2D plane, they just like rotated it. So it's 90 degrees to what it normally would be.
Yeah, exactly.
The face one was flat, you are right, but last time I played this was a while ago, so.
Alright, so time is coming up as soon as his health goes down to 0. And... time.
Yay! Are we gonna watch the last cutscene?
Yes. We're gonna watch all the last cutscenes.
Get ready to cry.
Yeah, get ready to cry, everybody. It's very sad. And so, Klonoa and Hyupo, with the power of friendship, take down Nahatom once and for all.
You find out who Hyupo actually is. Everything.
Oh, forgot to Thank you for the GGs, everyone. So yeah, like, we definitely ended up way overestimate just because of, like, me having to do those skips, having to try over and over. But honestly, like, the rest of this run actually went pretty smoothly.
So while this is going, do you want to go ahead and do shoutouts or anything?
Yeah, I guess shoutouts to my friends in the audience, Tigerian, Shentok. Which Shentok, as I mentioned earlier, is the one that got me into like Sega Saturn stuff, specifically into running Nights into Dreams, which I will be showcasing later this month, actually. So that's exciting. And shoutouts to my brother. He unfortunately, like, isn't here, or he probably is here, I'm not sure, but and just lurking, but he is at work most likely. But he is the biggest reason I've gotten into Klonoa games. Especially this game. Like, he absolutely adores Door to Phantomile. Like, I think Door to Phantomile Klonoa is his favorite Klonoa. And, I guess shoutouts to you as well, Critique, for being on commentary with me, because it's always nice to have someone who, enjoys Klonoa as much as I do to talk to.
Thank you. Actually, I love this game. This is one of my favorite games, and it's actually for a very similar reason. This game actually came out a month after I was born, and my dad had a PS1, and he would let my brothers play on it. And so for a long time, that was just kind of like the one game console we had. And so I grew up on Klonoa, watching my older brothers play it. So when it came out for the Wii, we were super excited, and then just recently, the re-released, we were all so excited, and I'm so glad that, like, I get to sit here streaming and talking about it with people who like it just as much for very similar reasons.
Incoming sad cutscene. It was all a lie.
It was all a dream. Oh no. Kyofu pulled him into this world so he would help.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm dropping frames.
A bit. We're getting gray screens again. It happens.
Come on, interwebs.
It's so sad that your internet doesn't want us to show the world. They want us to exist in a world where Klonoa can stay with his best friend, Yupo.
It's true, because my bitrate is fine.
No, you're not allowed to be funny right now, chat. This is a serious moment.
Does Kirby have a neck in this game?
No.
No, he's gone.
You shouldn't be crying.
It's very normal to have those feelings during this ending.
And off to his next adventure.
Which will be hopefully seen pretty soon once I get Klonoa 2 submitted.
Speaking of submissions, for those of you who want to be showcased on Lady Arcaders, we still have some openings for January. You can always go ahead and just throw an application in and we will get back to you soon. As for Lady Arcaders, up next, we have an unhinged rant by Bunniest Ballerina on Thursday the 15th. We'll be taking a break from our usual Sunday showcase because of No Holidays Allowed 2022, I'm sorry.
2020.
Please come out and support us and anybody who's taking part in that. There's a Lady Arcaders block the 18th. If you want to know more about us or what we do, Lady Arcaders is an all-woman speedrunning group. Please check out our socials linked beneath the stream.